let's go make some award predictions here. We're talking MVP, Golden Boot, Golden Glove, Goalkeeper of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, Young Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, and our new favorite category, Referee of the Year. So, Connor, do you want to do this one by one?
Uh, yeah, that's fine. We could do it one by one.
Sure. All right. Give me your MVP. I'll give you mine, and we'll talk about it.
So this isn't my bold prediction, but I think this is a bit of a riskier pick because I don't know if he's going to stay the full season. But based on where I have his team finishing in the standings, and I'm going to bank on the fact that he will be here for the full year, I went with MVP Jesus Ferreira.
Oh my god, I love it. I'm changing my pick. I love it. Yes, yes, yes.
I think adding Musa to the attack is going to help him a ton. I think he's gonna be way more creative, play more as like a 10 type of role, and I think that's where he's best. So I think he's going into his best position. And maybe the lack of move this winter season can motivate him.
I can hear the Euro snob screaming in the comments. I love it. I went with Cucho Hernandez from Columbus. I think that there's just an immense amount of attacking talent, and usually the guy who scores lots of goals and probably picks up a couple of assists as well is in that conversation. So, I was trying to think of an attacking mid that I could put in there, um, but I'm not super like any of the top two or three. I'm not super sold on any of them right now that are going to stay the full year. Almada was on my brain, but I think he's gone at winter break, so or
Yeah.
summer break.
Yep.
Golden
He's
Boot. Then
definitely.
let's move on.
So Golden Boot, I've actually got Cucho.
Nice.
I don't know
Um,
if I have much to add on that. I think it's just
yeah,
the
yeah.
Nashville attack being ridiculously good and him being also ridiculously good.
um, I've got Jao Klaus in there from St. Louis. I think if he had a full season last year, I think he hits those numbers. But that big injury set him back, and I think he's got all the pieces around him to do it. And it's just a matter of when he can get it done. I think St. Louis is still going to be pretty solid this year, if not less defensively strong than they were. So I think Jao Klaus can nip this one.
Okay.
Golden Glove.
Golden Glove, I've gone Stephen Fry.
Okay.
I'm not super sold on the Seattle striker situation at the moment. I still think they're top of the West for me, for sure. But I think that's going to be because their defense is really good again. And Stephen Fry is going to be a big part of that.
I've got, and I had to compare, defenses and things like that. I've also gone in the West. I've also gone in the Northwest, but I've gone a little bit further down the road. Geography, yes. I've gone with Maxime Crepeau in Portland. I like what Portland's cooking out there. I think the back line, at least the central part of the back line, is really strong. And because of that, teams are going to have to serve from wide areas to try and score on this team. One, you've got McGraw and Miller who are going to clean most of everything up, but Crepeau is also 91st percentile in crosses claimed last year. So I think the fact that the teams aren't going to be able to come straight down the middle is going to be good for him. Then you're going to make them come out wide. He's very good in those areas, those positions. And the only thing that kind of has me a little bit on edge here is I think this is going to year 6 for him. He was like 0.27 PSXG plus minus 2, 6.2, and then -2. And then he was 0.5 last year. So if he takes another dip down, like he has kind of in that statistical, whoosh,
Pattern.
then
Yeah.
then that'll be interesting. But I like what they're cooking out there. So we'll talk about goalkeeper of the year. Is it different for you?
It is.
Me too.
I've got this isn't one of my bold predictions, but I do think it is a bit on the bolder side. I've got Martin Paes as goalkeeper of the
Love
year
it.
for Dallas. I mean, we talked about how we don't really love the Dallas center back situation. So if they're finishing second in the West, I think it's because Paes had a massive year.
Man, I absolutely love it. I think you're working your way back up to a DP contract. So keep doing your thing. Keep
Am
cooking.
I just on a
Um,
TAM deal right now?
yeah, you're still in a TAM deal for your awful picks before, but you're doing better this time. Um, I have Pedro Gallese because MLS is weird and loves to spread these goalkeeper awards around. Like you can have like 15, 20 shutouts, and then like the guy who made 200 saves is the goalkeeper of the year, right? Um, but I love what Orlando's cooking in there. I think he does, really, really well keeping them in games when the back line does fall down. But I think he will finally get the chance to kind of shine a little bit in this award. So one to keep an eye on there. Defensive player of the year.
I've gone Kamal Miller for Portland. I love the
Ooh.
situation he's going in. I think he's going to click with that back line really well. And we know Kamal Miller is at his best. He's one of the best center backs in the league.
I gotta just do a quick check here before.
You making sure that your pick is still in the league?
No. I'm making sure that the supporting information that I have is accurate, and it is. Okay. I'm going with Yamar Gomez Andrade because he has been snubbed out of this award for years. I mean, the
Hmm.
amount of times he's been put in there, and like somebody who's played 15 games, Walker Zimmerman, has taken this award from him is absolutely criminal. So I think it's Yamar's time to get what he's earned for the last 4 years. Newcomer of
I've picked Yamar like so many years at this
I
point. I
know.
can't keep picking him.
I know. Newcomer of the year.
I'm gonna go for the new Chicago man, Hugo Kuipers.
Ooh, okay.
I think he's got some
Uh,
good pieces around him, and he was at Golden Boot in Belgium. I think he could do it here as well.
it will be very, very difficult for him to do that when he's sitting behind Tom Barlow, but
They
that's okay. We'll give him a good shot.
play
Um,
together. They play together. You said it on the episode. You said Tom's gonna do the dirty work and run hard, and
I
Hugo's
sure
gonna get
hope
all
so,
the
man.
awards.
He would look so good if that's the case. Um, I have now used newcomer of the year for my obligatory Red Bull pick, and that will be Emil Forsberg.
Boo.
Boo! Don't boo me. Need I say
Homer.
more? Think of the headlines, right? Newcomer of the year, Emil Forsberg leads New York Red Bulls to first ever MLS Cup in year 28, 29, whatever it is. I'm gonna have that hanging up on my wall. Like I could see the newspaper report already. It's gonna be brilliant. He has looked very, very good, and if the players around him stay healthy, his numbers are gonna look great. So Emil Forsberg for the win. Still haven't had one that matches yet. Maybe young player will be it. Young player of the year.
I talked about it in our not so deep dive episode. It's Diego Luna for me. I think it's
Ooh,
his
okay.
massive breakout year.
We are not the same. Because I have gone and stuck with Aiden Morris, our top U22 player from last year in our pick, because Velasco is not here, and I think a couple of the guys who were close to him have phased out, and I think Morris is still eligible. And this could be completely wrong; he might not even be eligible. I didn't even check, but um,
That would be
uh,
hilarious.
it would be, wouldn't it? I think Aiden Morris does take this home if he's eligible. And before we move on, I'll just double check so I don't look stupid.
I love Aiden Morris, and I think he would definitely be qualified as like the best young player. I just feel like they're very tough about giving the award to a non-attacking player.
That's fair. He's 22 this year, born November 16th, so he'll be 23 by the end of the season. I think the cutoff is 23 for this young player award, but I could be wrong. I don't know what the cutoff is. So if I go back and look it up, I will change it. Uh, I probably won't change it. I'm not driven enough to do that. Um, Coach of the year.
I've gone for Oscar Pereja. If
I
I
like
see
it.
Orlando winning the Shield, I'm going to back him to win it.
Okay, I've gone to the West and I've gone with Vanni Sartini. I think he's going to take like I said, I got Vancouver up in third. I think that not only does he take them to third, but I think he takes them deep into a run and is competing with some of the best with not as many big name players. And I think that will earn him that with a little asterisk as my 1B being Chris Armas because I have to.
Oh God, stop.
Um,
Stop.
Comeback player of the year.
This is hard because I always forget what the criteria is exactly
Mm-hmm.
for comeback player, but I think he would qualify. I went with Lewis Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
So
He
if he
definitely would. He missed the
qualifies,
entire season on injury. Yeah, that's totally fair.
yeah. I mean, he was killing it for Rebel, then got injured last year, missed so much time, and now he's got even, I would say, even more help on the team that he's coming back to. So
Yeah, I used my obligatory Red Bull pick, so I can't take Lewis Morgan there. But I went with Jalen Neal. I think
Yeah, for
coming
sure.
back and if he comes back and has a semi decent, like if he can make that team, if he can get LA to the playoffs by solidifying that defense, because not many people around him are going to do that. I think that he'll be at least in the running. So, and that leaves our new favorite category. Who is your referee of the year? Who's the ref to watch if they come back and actually referee this year?
Yes, so I guess that's kind of the big if. So if they come back, my pick for ref of the year is Armando Villarreal. And
Get
the
out.
reason I have stats to back
I don't
this.
care about your stats. It's a terrible pick.
Two of the last three MLS Cup finals have been coached by Armando. He knows how to get it done in the big moments. He's been an MLS ref since 2012. He's a veteran. He's a FIFA international referee since 2015. He's recognized on the world stage. He has never won referee of the year. So that tells me he is due to win it. And he was a finalist in 2021 and 2022. So he is right on the cusp. This is his year. I'm telling you. I'm backing Armando Villarreal.
This is the most ridiculous thing we've done in 5 years.
This is going to be even more
the,
ridiculous if they
the,
don't
the,
referee the
the,
entire
the
year.
commitment. I freaking love it. The commitment. Um, I've also got stats. I'm going with
Good.
John Freeman. 22 matches last season, made his debut in 2020, I believe. Um, only 86 cards, 2 double yellows, no straight reds, and 4 PKs. That tells me he's got enough to control the game, but not like enough about him to make it all about him, right? We're not looking at a Mark Geiger, Geiger show. This is just John Freeman saying, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to do my job, I'm going to get the game done, and I'm going to go home. And that is what I look for in a referee of the year. So it's John Freeman's time to shine.
Here's what I hate to break to you. Um, Making it not about yourself does not win you awards. Geiger has won the award twice. So clearly you need to make yourself the spotlight and you will win the award.
I'll tell you that's totally fair because Victor Rivas I think won it, and
He did.
he
Yeah, he
he
won it
he
last
repped
year.
the Red Bull FCC game and he was garbage. So listen, I'm
There you
all
go.
aboard the John Freeman hype train. Like I am going to be pulling as soon as they come back from their dispute at the negotiation table. It is like I'm getting hats, I'm getting scarves, I'm getting a John Freeman scarf. Like we're going all out
How are you
for
getting a
John Freeman.
John Freeman scarf?
We'll find it. Listen, if it's there, we'll find it. But that leads us to our